Hello, you are welcome to Shell Scripting with Richard. In this tutorial, I am going to introduce you to Shell Scripting. Now, some of you might be wondering why we need Shell Scripting because most of us are used to graphical user interface. So, shell scripting is more like the use of commands and codes to operate your computer, to create folders, to create files, to move files, to copy files, rename files, and do some other computing jobs. Now, to have shell scripting, to do shell scripting is Ubuntu based. That means it's a Linux command. And to do that, we need to have a Linux terminal on our system. So let's get to that. Let's download. If you are using Windows, because I'm using Windows, I am going to download Git Bash to be able to operate this language. So I am going to Git Bash and I'm going to download Git Bash and install it on my system. So I'm going to go for a 64-bit Git for Windows. So this is the portable version and this is the 64-bit. So I'm going to click on this one and I am downloading it already. So after the download, so Git is actually downloading on my system. So I'm going to pause the video until it is fully downloaded. Alright, it is fully downloaded now. So I'll go ahead to install it. So you select yes and make sure you read this, then click on next, 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 next. So I want to use the default setting, that is why I am clicking on next. So and it is now installing on my system. Now as it is installing, I think I will use this opportunity to give you more details on shell scripting. Now, why do you even want to use shell scripting? And the simple answer is that you are lazy to use it. That is it. So I'm going to launch it also. I don't want to see the release notes. So I click on finish. And I have my file, my Git bash here. And I'm going to increase the size of my window so that you will be able to see it. Alright, so this is it. Now some of the commands we are going to talk about is the cd command, which is to change directory, the pw command, which is to view your current file or your current directory. So let's know our current directory. So we say pwd. I'm going to pwd, enter, and you can see that I am on the C drive under the users folder and under the ASUS rogue. So I can navigate back by using CD shift dash dash or dot dot, sorry, and this will navigate me back to the users folder. You can see, if you take a look at this particular place where I was in C drive under the users and under the ASUS, and now that I did cd dot dot, I am now in the users folder. I can even navigate back to the C drive. So how do I do that? I will say cd dot dot, and I am now in C drive. So if I use pwd now, enter, you will notice that I am now in the C drive. If I want to see the content of the C drive, I will use list, which is ls, list. Now these are the folders in my directory in the C drive, and all these folders, if I want to have a full detail of all these folders, what I will do is I will still use ls, which is the list, but I will now add hyphen l. L is to make it larger, to have a clear view of the whole folder. So if I hit enter, you will see all the list on that part of the system. Now I have a lot of files here and I can no longer see what I am doing. To clear this, I use clear, which is clear. If I hit enter, it clears all. I can make a directory by using mkdir, which is to make a directory, to create a directory, and then followed by the name of the directory. Now, typically, a directory is a parent folder where your files are stored. So I can simply create a directory by using make directory and the directory name, let's say first underscore lesson, and I hit enter and it has created it pwd to see what I am doing. So I am still in the C drive, but I want to navigate or move to from this C drive to the new directory that I created, which is the first lesson. How do I do that? I will use cd, then forward slash the name of the directory I want to move to. So I want to move to first underscore lesson, and I hit enter, and you can see they said file cd bash bash cd first lesson, no such file or directory. Now I need to make sure that I am in the parent directory, in the root directory. So how do I do that? I'll just say cd then slash C drive, which is the C drive, and hit enter. So I am now in the C drive, and I can now say I can now move to that same directory, which is using cd slash the directory, which is first underscore lesson, and hit enter, and still yet there is no such directory. So what I will do now, when you use this forward slash, it means you want to jump from the parent directory to another directory. So we are not going to use this command now. We will use cd first lesson, first underscore lesson, and hit enter. We are there now. So if you use pwd, you will see that the folder I am in it now is the first lesson folder. Okay, then another command there is the touch command. You use touch command to create a file. So let's say I want to create a file and the file extension should be maybe .text. .text is when you want to create a text file. So I want to create a text file, so I will use touch, and this will be created within the C drive under the first lesson folder. So touch, and the name of the file, let's say our first file, first underscore file is the name, and I want it to be a website file which is HTML. So I will say .html. I hit enter, and this has been created. So if I use my graphical user interface, which we normally use mouse to go through, so I can just open uh, my folder, and if I go to this PC under the C drive, you will see the first lesson that was created as a folder, and when you open it up, you will notice that first file was also created as a website file, and that's why it took the icon of the browser, which in my case is the Microsoft Edge. So this is typically why we use uh, um, the shell scripting or git bash, because most times you want to create a folder, you right click, you go to new, you do that, go to folder, put the folder name, and create. All these things are stress, and you don't want to undergo that stress. So that is why you have to use the shell scripting. So I will end the class here. In our next class, I will show you other commands in the shell scripting. If you have a question, you can comment or use the comment section, and make sure you subscribe. We will be in for any week. Thank you very much.